He doesn't look very funny at all. Well, hello there everybody, I'm Photo Dave, this is Toypixx, and in this video, my first GI Joe Classified figure of 2023. Chuckles! Now remember that the QR code in the corner there is so that you can scan it and get your free action figure photography guide. It'll also sign you up for the Toypixx newsletter, but if you're not into scanning QR codes, there is a link in the video description below, and stick around to the end of the video where I show off today's Throwback Thursday pick and have a QR code on that too, so you can discuss it or show your own Throwback Thursday picks on the X/Twitter. I swear I should probably start writing these things. And then at the very end of the video, I'll be showing today's Patreon freebie, which, remember, everything I post on Patreon is free, so you might as well head over there, find a tier you like, including a free tier, just so you can follow along and reap the benefits of the things I post, at least if you dig them. And now, on to Chuckles. I'm going to start this off with a spoiler alert. Chuckles is nearly perfect for action figure photography. Now, the way that I do reviews, because I know that everybody else out there is going to do a review, they're going to do the articulation run through, the accessories, the details, the breakdowns, all that good stuff. All I'm really going to do with Chuckles is look at him, find out what is different from him compared to other figures, what I do like about it, what I don't like about it, and in this one, I think specifically, I'm going to be talking about a lot of the accessories, because the fact that he comes with so much just increases the value for someone like me with a figure like this, because of all the different options I have for my toy photography. And if you're watching this channel, I'm hoping that you're into the whole toy photography thing too. Anywho, let's get to it. Okay, I'm going to start this with the I don't like it segment here. There's not a whole lot to not like, because double negatives are fun, about Chuckles here. Now, one thing I don't like, zoom in a little bit on his hand. Now, nothing wrong with the hand there, it's the watch, and I'm not going to demonstrate this on camera just because I'm not sure I could very well. And to be honest, it's not even the watch. Here it is. If you pull off the hand, in order to put on the handcuff accessories that he comes with, you have to pull off the watch. There's no way you're going to get them both on there. I mean, I suppose you could really try and get one right next to the watch on the hand side, but that's kind of tricky. Either way, it's still cool. It just would have been nice if we didn't have to fight the watch there. But I want you to know, even in my ultra picky mind, that is the pickiest of picky things. One thing that I think is a little less picky that I wish they'd done differently, just because it was such a selling point of the story of the figure, is I wish they had either taken the suitcase right here. Oh, I should probably work on the lighting there, huh? Anyway, taking the suitcase, and you see the handle there, it needed to be a little wider, because it doesn't fit on this hand, so it looks like he's really gripping it and holding it tight while he's running away from Cobra. So it would have been nice, I suppose, if they'd done kind of a wider handle on there. Or what they could have done is given Chuckles a more traditional gripping hand, just an open grip hand, so you could slide that suitcase in there. Might have been a little easier. That trigger finger, that, gun hand for carrying a suitcase, it really just doesn't work so well with this figure. So I think those are pretty much the main complaints. In fact, I'm looking at all his accessories right now as I'm holding Chuckles. There was one more thing, and let's see. Oh, come on, and focus. There we go. Now it's focusing. That's good. And it wasn't something like it could be just my figure, but I wanted to point it out. I swapped this head for the other head, which I love the other head, for the size comparisons at the end of this video, or towards the end of this video, and it was a pain. I had to use the hairdryer to make it happen. And I know at this point we're all used to using the hairdryer, but I gotta tell you, I'm kind of getting sick of it. It takes a lot of the fun out of messing with these figures. And because of that, if I go to put Chuckles in any kind of pose, put him in any kind of photo, I might just decide, nah, I'm leaving this head on. I don't feel like going to the hairdryer. But aside from those things, basically this wrist, popping the head off, it's really not bad. I thought I wasn't going to like the way that the bicep turns here, just because it's flat instead of rounded. But you can see it doesn't make a big ton of difference there when you do that. And I did turn it some. So that's not so bad. It I thought I was going to get kind of a waist cut feeling from it. But no, I'm good with it. It somehow works. I do have a quick curiosity, so let me know in the comments. His butterfly joints in the back, they work well, and I know this happens with a lot of Hasbro figures where they can go back but they don't go forward very much. It does seem like these could have been a little deeper. They could have gone a little deeper with the cut of the shirt. Like, that's as much as you're gonna get when it comes to trying to get him to move his arm forward. So I was curious if that's how GI Joe's been doing things this year, because this is honestly my first Joe of the year. I'll also be getting Rock and Roll, and I've got the Hiss coming, but yeah, I feel like that butterfly joint could be a little deeper. Like I said, just because of the way the shirt's done, it just seems like there was a little more room, but I'm also not a toy engineer, so I can't tell you for sure. Now, what's really fun for me when it comes to Chuckles here are all the accessories he comes with, just because of all the possibilities I get with the toy photography. Now, he does come with your standard GI Joe Classified accessories, such as his pistol and his holster, and he's got his knife and his sheath there, and those are a pistol and a knife. The knife is painted on the blade, so that's cool. But where the real fun at, for me, is in things like the suitcase here. It does open up, so you can put a lot of the accessories he has in there. Let's make sure that's in focus. Alright, we got it. I like it. I just like I said, I'm just showing off the stuff that I find insanely cool just for world building purposes. Check this out. This is a little folder. This is the actual documents he would have stolen from Baroness and the Crimson Twins. It is plastic, which is nice. I'd be afraid of little pieces of paper falling out if I didn't know better, if it weren't plastic, because I'm not very good at keeping things together unless I have many Ziploc bags hanging around. We've got this. We've got the lei. That cracks me up. Like, Chuckles is just a fun figure because of all this stuff. Let's see, what else is just totally unique and different? We've got the headphones. It's just fun stuff, folks. That's what I'm about, is just stuff that's a blast. And I'm also kind of about trying to get focus. Let's see. Yeah, those are cool. They might not have been in focus at all there, but they go over his head, they work, so we're good there. Let's see, what else is really cool? We've got Soundwave, or, because Transformers are robots in disguise, what Soundwave... Let's try that again. It's basically the Walkman-style radio that Soundwave, well, he would have transformed into. If it were blue, I'd be worried for Chuckles' safety. Got a pair of binoculars. I mean, just all the stuff he comes with. I'm telling you, this is where the fun's at when it comes to me. I know people are like, oh, just a bunch of extra crap that I'm going to have to bag up. No. I don't sit here and display my stuff. I mess with it. I take pictures of it. They actually live in drawers until it's time to shoot them. I like the glasses, and they fit his head pretty well. I'm not too upset about those. Let's see. Oh, we've got handcuff pieces, I guess. Half a handcuff. Let's see. Zoom in. There we go. They're basically, it's like he broke the handcuffs in half, or probably tricked a bat into doing it. Put those on each wrist. This is why I was talking about where you have to take the watch off to really make it look right. And then we've got pre-broken handcuffs. But the real fun stuff, the stuff that always gets me excited when it comes to classified now, since I saw that they're going to start to do this a little more, are hands. Extra hands make me so happy. Ooh, and he's got the brass knuckles. He's going to hurt somebody, and that also makes me happy. Chuckles is crazy. Like, I get this feeling that Chuckles is the crazy Joe. He's basically, if we take it back to 18 times, he's Murdock. Yeah, and I'm good with it. And finally, something that really had me excited just because of the look. You don't see this kind of look very often in heads. This is another reason that he made me think of Howlin' Mad Murdock. Look at that face. Chuckles is beat up. Stop shaking, Dave. Ah! There we go. Better hold. I'm trying to show him enough ways so that I can... Clearly I need to work on my lighting setup, but yeah, he's there with a busted out tooth, smiling. This guy's nuts. He's insane. He's actually, while I've been doing this, he might end up being one of my absolute favorite figures just because he's crazy. And crazy is always good. Now, when it comes to taking pics of Chuckles, aside from, of course, using all those awesome, crazy accessories he comes with, you want to set your lighting up just right. As I'm looking at the figure, I'm noticing there's nothing on him that is super glossy except maybe his face. I think Hasbro kind of does that. Hopefully they can get that worked out at some point. But you've got the glossy face, so right away with the face you kind of think, okay, we need a diffuser over a light because we don't want to hit it too hard. And then the rest of the body, nothing is really shiny, but I also can't call it matte. Like, the pants look closest to matte, but the way the light hits when I had him standing by a window just for a sec, I don't want to damage the stuff with sunlight. But the way that the light, the natural light, was hitting him, it looked kind of like it was somewhat glossy. And that's most of them. The glossiest part on here, I would say, is just this piece right here, the ab crunch area. Other than that, the rest, like I say, I'm not going to call it matte. It's definitely not glossy. Maybe a semi-gloss, but maybe a little less than that. I don't even know what to call it. But whatever I call it doesn't actually matter. The important part here is, since I'm sitting here just babbling about different kind of finishes, I suppose, the important part here is he's a guy where nothing on him is supposed to be shiny. Make sure you're diffusing the lights unless you want one of those really crazy effects where he's walking away from a blast, which that would feel really 80s. Take a picture, somebody take a picture of Chuckles with him just walking away from a huge explosion. That would be fun. Not even running. In fact, they just kept doing that. It's kind of silly, but it would be hilarious with this guy. And now, what review would be complete without standing him up next to a bunch of my other stuff to see how he sizes with them? So, here we go. So, final thoughts on Chuckles here. I really like him, and I'll be honest, I think Chuckles himself is pretty cool, but what I really dig are all the accessories. I've had people say things like, really man, hands make the decision on whether or not you're gonna buy something? Yes, they do. Extra hands are invaluable when you're taking photos. In fact, for me, the perfect GI Joe Classified, nay, the perfect action figure, period, would at least come with 2 sets of extra hands. So for GI Joe, you'd have your 2 trigger finger hands, you'd have fists, and you'd have relaxed hands, and they'd each come with an extra head as well. Now, I don't want to move the goalposts on the team. I'm really stoked about what Lenny and everybody's doing. So right now, I'm very happy with extra hands. So yeah, this is just the total package. But yes, all the fun that comes from this whole set, I'm really gonna dig Chuckles, and like I said in that video, I think I've talked myself into finding him to be probably the craziest Joe out there. Maybe one of the craziest characters in my collection. We'll see. Maybe I can take some pictures of him going up against Joker. The only real problems I have with him are the way the wrist works for the handcuffs. It works fine. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do as a wrist, but it does feel like you've got to take off the watch to make the handcuffs work. And I do wish that that there was an additional gripping hand so that he could carry that suitcase a little more convincingly. Aside from that, I mean, you've got the butterfly joints that could maybe go in a little further, but again, I'm not a toy engineer, so I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm glad that this is my first Joe of the year, and if he were the first Joe of anybody, they'd be all in on this line. This is really the direction I want to see the team move in. But also, I will be getting rock and roll, because extra hands, that's right. Chew on that. But those are my final thoughts on Chuckles here. Hopefully you got him when he was up, and if you didn't, hopefully he'll go up again sometime soon. Now, for today's Throwback Thursday photo, I put up this one. It is from 2018. It is a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a Marvel Legends Wolverine. Yes, friends, I did used to go nuts when it came to Marvel Legends. It was me trying to get all crazy with some effects when it came to Cyclops, using a lot of red light. Things haven't changed much in that regard. And it kind of turned out a little blurry. It had the bars above and below it because I was trying to make it look like it was, I guess, so it had a specific aspect ratio for movie theaters. So yeah, comment on that by scanning the QR code. Let me know what you think of the old photo, and more importantly, comment with photos that you have from your own throwback collection, because I know you've taken a few as well. And now for today's Patreon freebie, it is this digital background. Yep, it's got a QR code too, so scan that, head over to the Toypixx Patreon page, and grab it if you want to use it for your action figure photography. What you do with it is I have it set up with a pretty high aspect ratio, so you just put it on any of your monitors and set it as a wallpaper. You're good to stand your figure in front of it and shoot. But I thought today it made sense to go with kind of a sunny, beachy look because Chuckles. So there you have it. If you dig it, go get it. If you don't dig it, look on the page anyway, because I put up, I think there's over 2,000 files at this point when it comes to image files you can learn from for Photoshop documents, or even just straight up JPEGs you can download if you want to use them. Plenty of backgrounds, just, yeah, hopefully there's something there you like, and if there's not, I'm gonna have to work harder. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I've got for this one, so thanks a ton for taking the time out of your day to check out this video. It's always massively appreciated, and with all that said, and as always, have fun, and happy snapping. See ya.